Okay, so first problem, simplify each and state the excluded values. So I want to mention, because this is review notes, that these problems all have factoring in them. You should be looking out for three types of factoring. Dime in a box, that's what that means. GCF and difference of squares. So that's just a little like piece of advice for what you should be looking for in problems like this. Um, just so you know, there is factoring for difference in sum of cubes, but that's so rare that we just kind of ignore it. But anyway, these are the three you should keep your eye out for on all of these problems. On the first one, can you guys tell that the top is a GCF problem? And what are those both divisible by? Just two, right? I think just two. So 2, 7b plus 9 over 6b. Okay. And then the only thing that this problem, some of these are not as satisfying as I want them to be. The 2 and 6 reduce to 1 and 3. And I have 7b plus 9 over 3b. And I still saw some people crossing things out after this point. This is the end because now it's addition. There's nothing more you can do. You have to leave it. But uh, this is good for notes. It's really tempting to go like this. No, can't do it. Okay, now excluded values. So I'm going to go like this. 6b cannot equal 0. Divide by 6. B cannot equal 0. Okay. Now, the directions on the next set of problems say just to simplify. And most years I would just simplify and ignore the excluded values, but for some reason we're having a really hard time with excluded values. So I'm going to do them on these also. Do you notice in number 2 any ones? Anything that I can cancel and make a 1? N plus 2, N plus 8. That one was satisfying. Okay. And then are you guys okay if I don't show the -8, -8, -2, -2 cross out? Okay. Okay, now, is anyone confused about the 3? Why did I not talk about the 3 in the excluded values? Yes.
Because it's not a variable.
Correct. 3 is just 3, and he is never going to be equal to 0, so we don't need to worry about him. It's just the stuff that's a variable, we just don't know what those are, so we have to worry about those. Does that make sense? Okay. Number 3 is division. I'm going to suggest, for the sake of notes here, that we factor and then do keep, change, flip after. So we're going to do it in 2 steps. We're going to factor first, then keep, change, flip. I'm doing that because of the excluded values. Okay, so on this problem, I have x plus 3. And then this is GCF. Satisfying. I like it. Okay, take a look. Did I do it okay? Is my factoring correct? Does it look good? Are you sure? Okay. So, do you guys see anything that actually I should keep change flip next time? Okay, so I should probably not try to do too much in one step. Okay, now do you guys see stuff that I can make ones? 4x, beautiful. And x plus 3, beautiful. Okay, so I have x minus 1 left on the top. X minus 1 left on the top. And then on the bottom, I have 2x minus 4. Okay, I put it over here because of the excluded value. So this is where I'm going to use the highlighter. We need to be careful of the denominators before the keep change flip and after the keep change flip. So there's going to be um, lots and lots of excluded values. So are you okay if I say x cannot equal 0 from this to x? Does that make sense? Are you sure? Okay, and if you're not sure, just take a look over here. I showed my work on this one for 6b. I just divided by 6 on both sides. 0 over anything is 0. Okay. Are you okay if I say x cannot equal -3 from this one? Okay. This one's 0 again. I'm not going to put it twice in my final list. I'm just being really careful. This is +1. Really could have skipped this whole part because I already did it over there. Just trying to be super careful. Okay, so now I'm just going to put x cannot equal -3, 0, 1, and 4. Do you have to put them in least to greatest? No, I don't care. Just as long as they're all there, I'm just being special. Okay, before I move on, do you have anything that you want to ask about simplifying, multiplying, or dividing rational expressions? I can really feel your love for them in the room. Anything at all? Okay, move on down the line to these guys. Okay. So these are fractions with like basis. I'm gonna bring you back to fourth grade. What is 1/8 plus 3/8? 4/8, yeah. Okay, what I want to make sure is that you don't say it's 4/16, or you don't say it's 4/64, or you don't multiply both sides by something. Okay, what you do is you add across the top, and then the denominator is the common denominator. Okay, so here, add across the top. Denominator is the common denominator. Okay, now, do I have to factor the bottom is the question. And you have to factor the bottom if it's cancelable with the top. I'm not sure if it's cancelable with the top. It's not. I can actually tell, but I'm just going to factor anyway because it makes my excluded value so much easier. So k plus 11, 6k squared is the GCF here. I want to make sure you guys understand that this is the final answer and either one of these are okay. If you left it like this, that would be full credit. If you left it like this, it'd be full credit. It does not have to be factored in this case because that's not cancelable. Okay, however, this is much easier for me to say k cannot equal 0, k cannot equal -4. So it's helpful to factor the bottom for excluded values. Now you're thinking, Mrs. Talbot, do you have to rewrite it with a comma after to get full credit? No, this would have been fine. I'm just a giant nerd. It's the truth. It's okay. I'm good with it. I ordered 2 sets of pens from Amazon this morning just because I wanted to see which one I liked better. So if that's not nerdy enough for you, just trial and error pens. Okay, number 5. All right, so number 5 is kind of like this. Okay, what would the common denominator here be? True. I meant in this post-it note problem, the what's the common denominator here? No, 50. Remember, they have to go into the numbers. Okay, so what I'm getting at is, do I need to multiply this side by anything, is what I'm trying to say. No. Okay, so this is very similar. I don't need to multiply this side by anything. This side just needs m over m to make it match. Okay, you're thinking, what if? What if I didn't think of that, Mrs. Talbot? What if I multiplied this side by 5m and multiplied this side by 5m squared? Would it still work? Yes, you just have extra reducing to do in the end. It's not a big dealio. Okay, so now I have 4m minus 2nm over 5m squared. Do I need to factor the top? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll show you why. 2m 2 minus n. Is that right? M2, yeah. Ah, and then I'm gonna go back to the original problem and I'm going to say M cannot be zero. M cannot be zero. Okay, now last one. This one does require the butterfly deal you were just talking about. This side needs a 5/5. This side needs an n-6/n-6. Okay, I'm gonna reorganize my work like this. So I took the constants and made them coefficients in front of parentheses. Do you guys see what I did? How I reorganized it to make it look like more familiar to us? You guys got it? Okay. Is that really 43? Okay. That's an unsatisfying answer. I wanted to cancel more things. Okay, flip the page when you're ready. With pure excitement. Okay, now we're gonna get to the two tedious problems where we're not gonna make stupid mistakes, right? Right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, sorry, Linda. Okay. Okay, so let's talk strategy. I think that There is one variable I definitely would not choose to eliminate, and there's two that are okay choices. You tell the one that I definitely would not choose, X. I would definitely not choose X, because I have to multiply a lot of stuff. Um, Y is a perfectly fine choice, because one of them is plain, and I would make sure that that one was paired with the other two. But I say we go for the Z. So I would do, 1 and 2 and 1 and 3, probably. Are you guys making fun of me? I hear you making fun of me. If I wrote it down right, because that's the first problem. Okay, on the first subproblem, I think I'll multiply the bottom by -1. And you can just subtract them if you like. I just don't like subtraction. So I like multiplying and then adding. It's just my preference. And then for the second subproblem, I'm going to multiply the top by 6. Hopefully. Can anyone else verify they got the same thing as me? Okay. I was gonna get the key out from last year, but I decided to just go for it. Okay. So I already see I'm probably gonna multiply the top by -2. Does that make sense? Did you guys see my laziness, by the way? I didn't write it out again. I just put it underneath. Anyone else get y is -3? Yes? Thank goodness. Which equation number one? Gershon wants equation number one. Does he really though? Okay. Holy schmoly, that was fun. Well, I didn't need the key. Woo. And I'm only assuming I was right because I got whole numbers I don't really know. I didn't plug it back in or anything. Anyway, okay. Last one. So standard form y equals ax squared plus bx plus c x y x y x y. Does it look okay so far? I feel like I'm gonna make a little mistake here somehow, some way. It's gonna happen. You guys get a decimal? Hmm? No. I'm just assuming you've been done with the problem for like 20 minutes. So on these, I don't really think about strategy because the C's are always just C's. So I always eliminate the C's and I always line up one and two and one and three. Do you have to do that? No, but I don't know. Why not? Anybody remember what we do next? I do. Anyone else? Yep. Okay. So, what do you do here? I have to do something crazy, but yeah. Right. So I was gonna say, why don't we divide this by 3 and divide that by -2?
Yeah.
You can multiply, but why not? Because it makes the number smaller. I don't know. It's crazy, wild and crazy ideas. Does it really matter? No, because you have a calculator, so you're okay. But I was just thinking, why not make the numbers smaller? So if I divide this by 3, crazy town. You don't have to do it this way. You don't have to do it this way. It just doesn't occur to you because we always multiply. I'm just gonna plug it into this guy. Is B really -20? It is? That seems large. And then which equation do you like? The third one, probably? Did you guys go with the third one? What'd you go with? First one? Okay, we'll just do the first one. Okay. Y equals A x squared plus B x plus C. Holy shnikes. Okay, so can you guys look at the stamp sheet side, please? Okay. So you should have everything done through here. The next two homeworks are the review assignment, which is due Friday. Um, team test tomorrow, and we're also gonna finish the warm-ups tomorrow. And I will stamp then. So tomorrow I'm gonna stamp everything up through the review notes and the warm-ups. But not these, and you won't be even started with that. Okay, now let's look at something else real quick. I posted this morning. Let's read this. Okay. Your last regular chapter test is next week, block day. Not use a note card and a calculator. Here are the topics. The first two multiple choice ones are add and subtract a rational expression. Do you know what that means? The ones with, you have to get the common denominator and whatnot. And write the equation of the parabola given 3 points. That's what we just did. Okay. The two middle 3-point questions, multiply, divide, rational expression. That's what we just did on the last quiz, third problem. And solve a system of 3 equations. That's what we just did. Not the last one, but second to last one. Given the sum, find the number of terms in a series. Notice it doesn't say whether or not it's arithmetic or geometric, and I believe it depends on the version. The last two warm-ups are actually that. So we're gonna go over that again tomorrow. And then solving equations using natural logarithms. Okay, but this is important. If you miss taking this test by Thursday, what I mean by that is, like, let's say you're sick next Wednesday or something, and then you take it in Thursday access, that means you took it on Thursday. You have the option of making it up on Friday after school from 2:30 to 3:30, because it's the CPT rally day, I have to stay for an hour anyway. Or take a makeup version. I'm gonna say that with a little more doom. A makeup version on Monday during class. After that, it will remain in 0 and your final will replace it. So you know how your final replaces one, your lowest test grade, that would be your lowest test grade. You would not get 2, it would just be that one. Because I want to pass the test back on Monday because final start Tuesday. I know. Okay, next thing. Finally, Jen, review packets, Patrick Al has them over here, they're due the day of the final, we're gonna do a couple of, you see on your stamp sheet, there's a couple of days in class, but wouldn't hurt to grab this and what's on it, you know, in the board in front of the network. Or some other show that is, you know, so well that you only have to listen to it. What's Grey's Anatomy for it? And also Simpsons and Family Guy and all those, but